to our podcast. This is Victor, a very good friend of mine and an excellent comic.
And this is Nicole, a person.
Okay, he didn't get it. He is from Romania, so he may lack certain understanding about things, but you'll have to let him off that. And this is our podcast called Bugbears, where we choose a different topic every week and we talk about what our bugbear is about that topic, what annoys us, what we're going to complain about, general annoyances, general irritations. And this week is going to be one that everyone's talking about. The first week is going to be our bugbears during lockdown. We have a few bugbears. Is that not right, Victor?
Oh, it's very right. One of my bugbears right now is this intro. And the fact that you're still watching this and you haven't subscribed or shared it with your friends. Right? Yeah, that's a big bugbear. Hello, Nicole Harris. How's it going?
Hello, Victor Patrascan.
Hello.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm all right. I have to say that I really admire the drying rack.
Oh God, that was supposed to be out of shot. Hold on. Oh.
And let me ask you this: what temperature do you wash your clothes on? Do you wash them like 90 degrees? Do you almost boil them so you make sure they're clean, or are you like a 30-degree kind of?
I've never really got the temperature. I just it always goes to like about 50. Is that right?
It's kind of in between. I feel like we're at war right now, and you need to make a decision.
But what temperature should I be doing it on?
It depends.
I've never really understood this, really, to be honest with you. I've got through life just basically blagging it with the washing machine. I don't know what I'm doing. I just guess. Every time I go to the washing machine, it's like a gamble.
Yeah.
It's
I've learned my lesson. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go on trips, and I don't know why my mom never let me take clothes with me. She always said, "Oh, you're taking too much," and I used to wear them in like the first day, all of them, just get them dirty, fall on the ground, get them full of mud, and then I had to wash my clothes
in the washing
in a
machine.
sink. No, in a sink, with soap. Just stay there and wash.
Oh.
My mom only packed like 3 pairs for a week trip.
Oh my God!
I was a teenager and I was just smelling of all sorts of things, and this like scarred my brain. So now I pace my washing.
I think it's because you're from Romania.
Yeah, that's definitely. I remember like drying back home. I remember drying clothes outside during the winter. That I remember that.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I remember my grandma coming in like really late at night with like frozen clothes. You know, like the pajama bottoms just stiff.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Did you have electricity?
On the stove. Huh?
Did you have electricity in those days?
Yeah. We watched TV.
Did
the
you?
Black and white TV, but yeah.
In Romania, God, so I thought they were much more behind than that.
They had one channel, so whatever they showed, we had to watch.
Oh, that was because it was this?
This is post-communism, but still kind of like communism.
Okay.
You know, it's like a relationship. You don't just break up and it's like nothing happened. You know, you're very sad or angry for like a few years after that.
A few years? Oh my God.
Yeah, resentful. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time. Let it go. Let it go, Victor. Let it go. You're free. You're a free man, Victor. You're a free man. You can get a washer dryer anytime you want.
I was talking to my mom earlier today, and she told me that because she lived during the communism.
Your mom, right? Your mom, is she like really tough then? She's like a real tough bird.
Oh yeah, she has a hammer and a sickle always on her to celebrate communism. No, because she was saying that what's happening now, it's kind of like when she went through it, because she was like, don't worry, because I went through a similar thing, because there was, the shops were not always full of stuff.
Oh, so it's like communism, like the coronavirus lockdown is like communism.
I think it was a strenuous metaphor that she was trying to do. You know, she was trying to. I understand how you feel being young and being tied down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work on any level.
No. What was worse, communism or the coronavirus?
Well, communism, probably
It's
communism.
a
So
difficult
far
question.
historically, it has damaged more minds than. But who knows what's going to happen with the coronavirus? What do you think? The long-term repercussions are going to be?
Oh my God, long-term repercussions. What I'm worried about is people are not going to want to hug me anymore.
Oh.
And now they're going to have a legitimate excuse.
What were they saying until now, and you weren't believing them?
Oh, they weren't. They were just kind of, because I'm like a hugger. That's what
Okay.
I missed. That's one thing I missed during this lockdown.
Yeah.
Because I'm a hugger, and I like hugging. I like, I'm like a hug whore. I'll just hug and I like squeeze people. And I get to that point where, you just kind of, if I've had a particularly lonely day, I'll just like hold on for that a little bit too long, when it starts to get uncomfortable. And they're like, "Are you going to let me go now?" And I'm like, I don't care. I need this. I need this. And they're like, oh, okay. And some people are huggers back and they love hugging, and others don't like hugging. But I love hugging, so I don't know what I'm going to do. That's one thing that this has been difficult for me. I've not been able to hug anyone.
I think we need to create a hashtag, being hugged by Nicole, hashtag me too. She hung on too long, and
Too
then
long.
do you do this in like in social interactions or also in like work?
Any
Do you
interaction.
keep the hugging, like to a limit when
Oh
it's
no.
a professional environment?
Oh no. Just always hugging anyone who goes like that.
Just open their arms.
Yeah, just scoop on in there. Scoop on in there.
What is it about hugs? What is it about? Do you feel like people are more vulnerable if they
No, hugging.
allow you to hug them?
No, some people love hugging and some people hate hugging. They don't allow me to. I'll be honest with you, I get a lot of people enjoying hugs with me.
Okay.
I am a good hugger. I hate people who just kind of go like, they don't hug properly.
But they're not in touch with their emotions.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, hugging is a very what's the word? Kind of like, it's a warm thing. It's an energy. Two people's
Mm-hmm.
energy together comes together. You hug and you feel better about the world, especially if you like the person.
Yeah, but it's close to dry humping. What are the limits between humping someone dry and hugging them? Like what's the line? What's the
Uh,
board where you
dry
need
humping.
to sign some papers and get a visa? Okay, this is going into dry humping. I need consent.
Dry humping. No, you definitely know the difference because you're generally kind of lying down.
Yeah.
So,
Well, depends. You can be in a crowded tube.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
have to. That's not dry humping. That is sexually touching up.
Not if it's consensual.
Oh, not if it's consensual. But you can't dry hump in the tube. What are you talking?
This is nice and snug. There's you don't have to like hug people. The tube makes you hug people.
I don't understand how you dry hump in the tube. Why? Why is it?
It's
Why
confined space. It's like, you know what I mean?
can't do that in the tube?
Yes, it's like, oh, is this you? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just backing up, and you can make the noises. That trucks, when the DHL comes or UPS, and it goes beep beep, and you go like, oh, I'm sorry, am I backing it up? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is so there's no space here. Oh, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And it's like you don't just go and like, oh, let me hump you dry.
No, but you know what dry humping is? Like, I don't think you can do it in the tube. Definitely not.
Remember there was a campaign a while ago where people were giving out free hugs on the street.
Yes.
You know, they had like a sign. What do you think about that?
Yes, free hugs. That's all. Yeah, that's all right. That's nice to give hugs.
But for
I mean,
free on the street to strangers and film it, and you see that they're basically like whores. They're giving hugs to everybody, and it's like
hug whore hug. That's my Spanish
the title
name.
of our next
hug.
podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they were free hugs. I mean, hugs don't usually cost anything anyway, let's be honest. So I think that was a marketing.
Men pay a lot of money
for a hug.
Just a conversation.
Hello.
So here's the thing. Like my hometown in Romania used to be the prostitution capital of Romania between the First and Second World War, and I think now it's still probably one of the most prolific cities in these respects. But here's the interesting things. Like in the 30s, right? Like prostitution was so big because it used to be a port, right?
Yeah.
My town is like on the Danube, so it was a port, and a lot of sailors used to come in, right? And some sailors used to be on the boat for a really long time, right? So because it was so accepted at the time, there were posters and ads for the different prostitutes, right? So you used to have like a poster with the photo of a lady, right, like her face, and underneath you'd have a description. And her name is Mary. She's 23. She's 5'7". She has brown eyes, brown hair. She knows how to read.
She knows how to read.
They used to write down the fact that some of the prostitutes went to school, and it was important because aside from the hugging that the sailors were paying for, they also wanted to have a conversation.
Well, you can have a conversation without being able to read.
Yeah, I mean, but what kind of conversation can you have with someone that doesn't know how to read?
Well, I'm having one with you now. So. And also, I'll be honest with you, I don't think they were paying for hugs. I think they were paying for more than a hug. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Vic, because you're quite little, innocent, naive, you know. But let me tell you now, those sailors were not getting just hugs. No. They were getting a bit more than a hug.
But maybe they just wanted they just wanted like the companionship. Because some, you know, it doesn't mean that they're sailors. They must be, you know, like pirates.
It could be. They're like what's his name? Popeye. Popeye the sailor.
But Popeye was nice. Bruto. Remember the other guy that he kept fighting? The guy who wanted to steal olive oil from Popeye? That guy was a brute. That's why they called him that. So Popeye, he was the nice guy. He always came with flowers. You know what I mean?
Popeye he's got muscles. He was nice. He's a good boyfriend. He makes you feel safe. He's very respectful. He respects your boundaries. I like Popeye.
Yeah.
He's my kind of a man.
We're digressing a little bit from the physical contact, but this is one of the issues right now, right? You can't touch anybody. Do you think this is the worst problem of what's happening nowadays? Is the lack of social interaction? Because this is the sacrifice that we're doing for the NHS. We are hero. You're a hero, Nicole, for not having people, right?
Thanks. Yeah, I always knew I was a hero in some way.
Yeah. So is it a big sacrifice? Because you can't shake hands. So is fist bumping going to be a thing? Are people going to elbow each other? That's good. That's going to be weird.
Oh my God. I saw a drug deal happen the other day because this guy walked past this guy and he shook his hand.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a drug deal now. You can spot it a mile away. I mean, drug dealers are in a good position because, you know, like they've already got the bandanas. Do you know what I mean?
What are you thinking about? The Bloods and the Crips.
Yeah. No, they've already got the bandanas. You know, like you know when they do like these Netflix specials and these Netflix documentaries, and they're literally every single person is wearing a bandana. And I'm like, I think to myself, if you want to catch these people, just go to a bandana stall. You know what I mean? Just go to Camden Market on a Sunday and just stay next to a bandana store. Because they've all got them.
Yeah.
They've all got them. And now, during this coronavirus, they're all going, yeah, see, I don't need a mask. I've already got a bandana.
So what do you think? Do you think that they were just forward thinkers?
100%. Listen, there's a drug war on.
Yeah.
I'm getting all this from American TV. There's a drug war. No, war against drugs. Sorry, not drug war. War against drugs. There's a war against drugs, right? Yeah. And basically, judging from these Netflix documentaries, we all know who's winning, and it's not the government or the police. It's the drug people. They're so clever. They're really organised, and they've just always got one step ahead of the police. So,
but aren't they right now the angels in disguise in this situation? Because a lot of people are stuck at home with nothing to do. Rather do drugs, right? Like some people would like snap right now if not for drugs, right? Can you imagine how many people drugs are getting them through the pandemic?
Well, maybe you're right, but I don't. I mean, I feel their pain, because like I just as the pandemic hit, just as the lockdown arrived, I decided to give up chocolate.
Oh my God! It's exactly like heroin.
Yeah.
The brown stuff, right? Did you give up the brown stuff? Oh, I heard it's the best.
Stopped injecting it. I was really
so no chocolate at all, not even chocolate eggs for Easter.
No chocolate at all. So then I thought I'll have one a week.
Okay.
Oh, that is a slippery slope there, Victor. Slippery slope. And now I'm having a chocolate orange every day. Just one biscuit out of the packet of about 6 or whatever.
But that's not really, doing anything. You're not going to end up on Skid Row after this.
No, why
living out of a tent because of your orange chocolate biscuit cravings. Are you baking?
Baking? No.
Yeah, everyone's baking nowadays. This is what people are doing. Like back home, there's the reason why my mom thinks it's like the communist times is because there's no flour or yeast in the shop. Everyone bought all the flours and the yeast because they thought that the bread factories are going to go out of business, so they'll have to make bread at home.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well, what is that in Romania? Because I've got some bread. I've got some bread here if you want some bread.
No, I'm good. I need to send some bread to my mother. It's like toilet paper back home.
I can send you some bread for your mum. Like I've got some, but I'm definitely not baking. I don't even cook. This is what has annoyed me during lockdown, is that I have to cook more. Yeah. And I'm against cooking. It's actually against my religion.
No. What religion is that against cooking?
Jewish.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, Jewish women, we don't cook. So yeah, we like to go out to restaurants and things like that. But I'm having to cook a little bit. So that's annoyed me a lot. And, is it just me, or has all the pasta disappeared? What the hell?
Yes. People are afraid there's going to be no pasta.
Oh my God. It's like, where has the pasta? I mean, even if I can get pasta, it's not penne. What has happened to... I like
penne rigate.
Yeah, penne rigate. I don't know, are all the Italians just hogging the pasta, or is there like one Italian guy in London, like, just got all the penne in his living room and he's going, ha ha ha, I have the penne.
Yeah, but it's probably the penne king.
Penne king, yeah.
Yeah, the penne king of Basildon.
Yeah, because Basildon, I like that because of the basil. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's the only silly sounding British town that I came to mind.
yeah. But it was appropriate because basil. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what bothers you about your neighbors now that you're in lockdown? What
Well,
do you think you're bothering them as well? So let
probably they probably hate me as well. I reckon they do. Yeah. My one of oh well, they bothered me a little bit before, but one of my neighbours, right?
one of them, yeah.
He started doing Zoom fitness workout, right? And he's going, right, I can hear him go, come on, he's like shouting. I'm thinking you don't really need to shout because like, it's not a gym. You're
And
right
he's
next to
there.
mine. He's shouting
Feed
and he's
himself.
going, I can hear him and he's going, come on, Pete. Oh, I see ya. Just 2 more reps. Come on. Yes, Jackie. Go on. Come on. And he's doing it like it's a gym. And I like, it's like he's doing that every day. And
How loud?
Really loud, yeah.
You
Really
can
loud.
hear his voice inside his head.
I know he doesn't. I mean, it's in front of the computer. The thing is, I feel like trying to get into one of the Zoom chats and be like, "Excuse me, could you keep the noise down, please?" Just turning up with me laying on my sofa, just like that. And he's like, "Oh, what?" Everyone else is like doing it. So I'm just laying there going,
You should stop.
Yeah, stop. What about you? You're right with your neighbours, or you've got flatmates, haven't you?
What I'm most troubled with these days is not necessarily what's happening on the outside, but what's happening inside, right? The
Oh,
voices.
what's happening? What's
Oh my
happening?
God, they have so many opinions.
What the voices inside your head?
They have a lot of opinions about a lot of things, and they all want to talk at the same time.
Oh dear.
But it's exciting. This is why I find it fun to be alive, listening to all the voices in my head.
Oh dear. How many voices have you got? Just out of interest.
One, but
Many?
one, but it's yelling, and there's an echo because there's a lot of space, so it sounds like it's more voices.
What's it saying?
Huh?
What's it saying?
Just push it down the stairs. Push. You know what's weird? There's a voice in your head, right? Like you talk to yourself in your head, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, everyone does, I suppose. Yeah.
Because apparently no. There's some people who don't. They're not aware of an internal voice.
Well, no, I'm not aware, I guess, of an internal voice. Are you sure you're not?
I'm talking. I know I'm talking to myself because I'm talking in English. Like there was a change when I moved over here. Like it was before I moved over here. I was talking in my head in English, but I know I talk to myself in my head in a specific language. And what I think, this is the other thing, what I think is influenced by the language, because the English language has limitations and my vocabulary has limitations. So what I'm thinking about is kind of it's confined by my ability to comprehend those things. And there's things that I can think about in English that I don't think about in Romanian. So what about your internal voice, Nicole Harris? Tell me.
Well, I'm a bit worried about yours, to be honest. I feel like you're just what you've described there is a bilingual schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I'm very educated.
Yeah. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I.
Yeah. See, because I knew that was coming. I predicted that punchline. But I don't.
Psychic. I'm a psychotic.
You're definitely psychotic, yeah. But I'm a bit worried about you now, Victor. We might need to stop the podcast so we can talk offline seriously about what you just said. I might need an intervention or something. What's your mum's number? What's your mum's
Oh my God.
name? What's your mum? Can you give me
How is she
your
gonna help it this time? She's the reason for the voices.
What?
It all started. No, it's not good. It's not good enough. Where do you think that comes from?
But it's a voice. I like the way it's like it, but it's not your. Is it your voice? Is it your voice?
Don't you talk to yourself?
Yeah.
Like right now, it's going like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Don't you have that?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. Yes, I get everyone has an internal voice, like internal thoughts, internal consciousness. But is it like, oh, I wish he'd shut the fuck up? Is it like is it like
What? Or is it like something
was it more
vague and like?
I'm not sure, because now all I can think of is I wish he'd shut the fuck up, and it's words.
Right?
But
I heard that there are some people who are never even considered that there's internal voice. Like some people don't have it at all, and I was like,
everyone does.
I was like, that's crazy.
Everyone's got an internal voice, because that's why everyone's insecure. Like, that's what all the self-help books are about. That's why people meditate, to try and turn off that critical. I mean, it's good though, because if you've got an internal voice that's nice, keep it. If your internal voice is like, well done, Nicole, that's a bloody good job you did there, then that's great.
Those people are psychopaths.
Yeah, maybe.
Well done, do it again. What?
Yeah. Push it down the stairs. Well done. Oh, that was weird. I even said it in a different voice.
See?
I think
we're learning about ourselves. Do you have time to think about your own mind now that there's nothing else to think about?
Yeah, but I'm not going to think about it. I greatly go out of my way not to think about it. I think it's dangerous.
But don't you feel like that was our life until now? Because like most of life, it's just doing stuff so you don't have to think about your impending death, right?
Yeah.
That's why we do things. But now this whole pandemic thing is forcing us to stop and have nothing else to do.
Yeah. Well, I remember putting up a post about a week before lockdown, where people were saying we were going to get locked down, and I remember putting up a post that said something like, "Dear coronavirus, please don't let me have to stay in so that I have to face the reality of my life. I'm doing really well avoiding it at the moment," like something like that. And it's true. But basically, just trying to keep myself busy so I still don't have to do that. Even in lockdown. Thank God for Netflix, is all I can say, for keeping us all sane and not having to face any issues that we have with anything. Just watch a film.
But is it keeping us sane, or is it delaying the inevitable?
No, I think it's keeping us sane. I think it is. It's really weird, because over the last 2 nights I've had very similar. So I'm just sorting my hair out. Like, I was about to say something really deep, but let's sort the hair out first. I've been having very deep philosophical conversations, like 2 nights in a row, with my friends, different friends.
You have other friends?
But I don't really like them anyway. Like, I didn't make them host on Zoom.
Yeah.
I've been having very philosophical conversations with them, and I've said to them, I don't want to talk about deep. This is like a dangerous thing. If you think too much, you will get depressed. And sorry, the clothes error was in the shot there. And you must know that as well, because you think a lot, Victor. You think more than me, I think.
This is not a contest.
I'm so competitive.
I'm not thinking enough. I should be thinking more.
I think, therefore I am. No, I think, therefore I am, you bastard.
But does that make what was he trying to say? Because if he doesn't think, he's not. So people who don't think are not. Or was he just self-aware? Was that the first time people were self-aware?
Yeah, Descartes. People, the viewers at home might not know because this is a very intellectual discussion.
Yeah.
Because we both studied philosophy, didn't we?
Yes, but we
Like,
started this conversation talking about laundry. So let's
I know.
let's
No,
not go overboard.
let's go over. Let's not go over the top on philosophy. Let's reel it back in
Yeah.
to something else.
So Descartes, what was he trying to say about thinking before he? Do you think Descartes? Because did he live through the plague?
Oh God.
Because would he have said, "I self-quarantine, therefore I am," thinking about the NHS?
No, I think he would have been one of the selfish ones playing football in the park, like a dick.
So what do you think about those people? Do you think they're selfish?
I'll be honest with you, Victor. I was so annoyed by it the other day. There was a group of these men hanging around the park playing football, and they're there every day. I reported them to the police.
Oh, you're that person.
Yeah. But you know what was weird? When I called up, I was like, I should. Oh no, because like they haven't changed any of the messages. You know the messages that when you used to dial 101, they'd go.
Oh, I don't call the cops.
Well, I've called 101 occasionally. And the point is, they haven't changed the messages. So they say, if this is urgent, call 999. You go, no. And then they go, if it's about antisocial behaviour or a criminal activity, press 1 now. And you're like, and then they ring up and then they answer and they're like, hello, what criminal activity would you like to report? And I go, there's people playing football in the park. And then I'm like, is that valid? What? And she's like, oh yeah, everyone's reporting it. Like there's
really.
Oh God, she's like, we get loads of phone calls. I go, by the way, I don't report it all the time. It just got too much seeing them same people there every day. And she goes, oh, don't worry. She goes, people are calling 999 to report.
But you see, this is probably what's similar to communism. People tell on each other now. Like, you know, tell the authorities. I remember like reading all sorts of articles in the past weeks. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in Romania. It's happening here in Germany. I remember like, I think a police officer was saying like, this reminds me of 1986, you know, like middle of communism, like everything was going awry. Everyone was telling on each other, going like, oh, what the neighbors, they got a package from the West. Then they have genes and oranges in there, and it might poison their minds. But is the way that we're going about it the right way? Because right now we might go through this, and it might be all right for like a while. But what are the actual repercussions, like long term, psychologically for people? Like poor people, I know they're not going to go through this very, very well, right? It might be the government might give some money, but will it give to everyone? Will it give enough? What are people going to do long term?
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, you're not going to have an ideal situation, whatever you do. And there are going to be long-term effects, whatever you do. And obviously, like, less well-off people are going to suffer more, obviously, because they always do in these sort of situations. Yeah. Although this one is unprecedented, as everyone likes to say.
Yeah.
But you know what can you do? I mean, what more can you know? I think it's the right thing to stay in and try not to spread it. I think because it's very.
Of course, in London that makes sense because it's like well, you know, it's like a melting pot. It's like 18 million people living here. But have you seen the people protesting in the States?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, they're in like fucking middle of nowhere. And I'm like, why is there a law for them to be locked down? No one goes there. Right?
But they still have to be locked down because they can still spread it amongst their own.
Now because they went to protest like idiots, there are other people with coronavirus, of course they're gonna get it. But you know, like some fucking farmer who's just him and his family. And why do they have to quarantine? Because they're not going anywhere. They're fucking each other.
Or
That's why
maybe
there is
the
sexual relationships. Yeah, exactly. So they don't get it. They don't get coronavirus on other people.
Yeah, but the thing is, they are farmers, right? Because you used to be a farmer, didn't you?
Yeah.
In Romania.
Well, I wasn't a farmer. I just took care of geese. And
Yeah,
sheep.
that's on my standards. That's a farmer.
All right.
Yeah, taking the care of the geese. You're a farmer to me. You always have been. You always will be. So you know that farmers also, they can travel. They can go and see their family in another state. I'm going back to the American analogy. They can go and see, they could go to their friend's house. They got a farm up the road, right? Get on the tractor, and we'll go up there for a ride. Tractor hasn't been out for a while. It needs a little run around. So let's go and see Gino and Pete. You're spreading it.
Gino and Pete. Who's this Italian English gay couple who you've befriended during the pandemic? It's Gino and Pete. They're lovely. They're gonna adopt soon. Oh my God, they make banana bread. Fantastic.
I just thought of names. I don't know where they come from. I really don't. I don't know.
So what's happening to Gino and Pete? Sorry for interrupting.
They've invited Sheila and Bob round for dinner, right?
Yeah.
Up the road. They've got on their tractors. They've driven up there. Lo and behold, old Bob, he's been coughing a little bit. Like Sheila thinks it's nothing. It's coronavirus. Bob's now contaminated all four of them with the coronavirus. You see, just because you're on a farm doesn't mean you can't travel on the tractor. So the thing is, they have to isolate as well. That was the whole point of that little scenario.
So, for example, haven't you been thinking about this? Because you've been quarantined in yourself. You're very aware of where you go. You wash your hands. You keep. You pay attention. What about meeting with someone else that's as anal about this stuff as you? Wouldn't you trust them? Because they trust you, you trust them, and you can still meet with people if those requirements are met.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is what I've been thinking about for the last week, right? Because people keep saying things like, "Oh, I met up with blah blah, but I just stood 2 meters away," right? It's like, no, I don't think that's the rules. Carry on doing everything you did before, but just 2 meters away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if that were the case, then the sale of 2 meter dildos would be shooting up around summers. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe 2.5 meters, so you can
so you can hold them properly.
You hold it and then you put that one in. I don't think it's, let's just do everything we wanted to do before as long as we're 2 meters apart. I don't think that's the rules. The rules are clear. You don't go and see friends. You don't go and see family, just in case.
But that's exactly who are these people making these rules? This is something that is new to everyone, right?
Yeah, true.
So they're making up rules. But for example, I heard, I think it's in Switzerland, I don't know, some Central European country. Apparently, people can choose 10 friends that they can see.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because if you quarantine and I quarantine, why can't we see each other?
Yeah.
Try not to spread it to 100 people, but you know what I mean?
Well, firstly, 10 friends is that is basically, I don't have 10 friends, so that would be more than I usually see during the year. But secondly, I think I was talking to someone about this, but basically he was saying, it spreads so much easier, so it's different from the flu. Basically, it spreads too easy to be.
But if you go to work and you're in contact with hundreds of people, if you go on the tube, but you've been at home for 5-6 weeks. I've been at home for 5-6 weeks.
7 weeks.
We don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? We're like extra cautious everywhere you go, not to be. So why? See? Because of course, if you take it as the rule, but then if you're paranoid about the rules, then you start having thoughts like this, right?
Yes, but I think like they can't have one rule for one and one rule for this sort of a person, one rule who's for the person who's kind of sensible and stays in, and another rule for someone who's not going to do that. And they have to have very strict rules to try and limit it from spreading. But I think the next phase will be, hopefully, you can go and see like one or two friends.
Yeah, but don't you feel like the rules are like, oh, you can't cross the road here. You need to cross the road on the sidewalk. And you're like, yeah, but there's no car. I'll cross I want, right? Because I can think for myself.
It's like when you know, the most guilty I ever feel is when, like, you know, you go in home at like 3 o'clock. See, I'm a stickler for rules, right? And I do these things out of habit. You know, when you're going home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and like you want to cross the road, and you like press the pedestrian crossing like automatically, and there's no one coming. So then you cross, and you're over at the other side, and then this one lone vehicle has to stop at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's cursing you like, you, and I'm like, sorry, I just did it as a habit. I didn't mean, like, it's like that, isn't it? But I'm a stickler for the rules, because at any other time you need that pedestrian crossing there to make it safe.
Yeah, and then press the button then. Press the button then.
I like winding people up. I feel like I've got a bit of power.
But see, that's the thing, because I understand there's like different like it's a spectrum, right? Like I feel like just kind of choosing 2-3 people that you see, and everyone's like trying to not see anyone else. What are you going to infect?
Well, the thing
is, those 2-3 people, right? So that's
they'll infect if they then start. That's the point. It's a cumulative. If they then start, I mean, I'm not an expert on this. I haven't done.
They then start to see other people, yes. But if they kind of keep it to 2 or 3 people, there's a limit, like logically, to how many people they can infect.
No. Apparently, this is the maths that I didn't get. Yeah. Something like if you infect 3 people, then they'll go on and then 1,700 or something will be infected.
The rate of infection is it is like that, but I don't see more than 3 people, and they don't see more than 3 people.
Yeah, but
that would happen if we wouldn't have this quarantine thing at all. If everyone would just lick each other's face and every doorknob and hug everyone for like an appropriate amount of time, that's when that happens. But if I see 2 other people and they don't see anyone else, or they see 2 more people, that's, you know what I mean? Because that's that's like bending the rules.
Yeah, you love to bend the rules, don't you? I know you
do this whole thing. Everyone's bored.
I know, that is the thing. I mean, not now. We're not bored now.
Yeah. No. But that's why we're doing this, because otherwise we would be bored right now, right? And we're trying to entertain ourselves and others.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see.
If that keeps on giving. But I feel like I want to touch on one more thing. Here's the thing that I'm really worried about, the thing that I'm seeing online with people against the lockdown. The thing that I want to ask you is, what about sacrificing the week so we go back to our normal lives?
What do you mean sacrificing the week? I don't get what you mean. Just
well, what the disease has proved so far to be is a virus that kills between 5 and 10% of the people infected.
Oh, the week. Oh, so
another week as the time. Let's spend some time. What about the week? Who shall inherit the earth?
I thought you meant the week. Let's fuck the week. Let's just do weekends. I did.
Monday to Sunday weekend.
You can't. I don't think that's going to come out of the coronavirus. Sacrificing the weak, as in the weak people. Obviously no. I mean, it's not just the weak that are dying, though, is it?
Yes, it's old people with asthma, people like that can't really have other complications. They're fat. People that we've been complaining about for years are finally dying. And right, a lot of people are like, fine, let them die. Let's open everything back, because most people are going to get through this, right? We're trying to save the week.
Yeah, but I read a report or something. I mean, I'm not reading very much, but I read that it's not just the weak.
Some strong ones, but what's it? I don't know. I'm asking. What do you think about it?
I mean, I would rather. I mean, it's been difficult, right? It's been difficult staying in, but I'd rather stay in for another few weeks and then some like weak people survive. That's probably what we're talking about. However, as soon as they stop making Coronation Street,
Yeah.
get rid of everyone, get them back on set. Forget everything. Yeah, let's sacrifice the week and get Coronation Street back on schedule. They're now only doing 1 a night instead of 2 because they're saving it. And that should be the standard. Let's wait until Coronation Street stops and then we'll reassess the situation. I'm using that as my standard, my set.
Coronation Street. What is it that you love about this show? How long have you been watching it?
Since I was born.
Really?
Since I was born, yeah, because my parents watch it and we watch it. I used to watch EastEnders as well, but I gave that up when Kathy returned from the dead. It was ridiculous. I was like, no, that's it. That's it now. So she hadn't really died. She'd faked her own death or some rubbish like that. I was like, I'm out.
Okay.
But Coronation Street, it goes up and down, but I've always been a loyal watcher since I was born. Yeah, my parents and we just used to sit round the telly. It's like a nice thing to do and just watch it, and it just takes you out of your own head. You could do with watching it, given you've got loads of voices.
So is that what you're missing? Just being alone together with other people?
Being alone together?
In the same room, but basically being alone in your own head, creating your own scenarios about what's happening on TV.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I love TV. I love watching TV, and I love watching TV with other people and talking about it. I like Gogglebox. Do you watch Gogglebox?
Love Gogglebox.
I love Gogglebox. And when I watch Gogglebox, I feel really lonely. Like, I'm watching Gogglebox on my own. Like,
everyone has a partner in that show, right?
Sorry?
Is there anyone alone? Is anyone alone? Like a lone widow?
No, I reckon I could be alone. I could be the lone person. All they'd get is me just like sobbing into my cornflakes.
Yeah, with that cat everywhere.
I'm actually, looking at my stuffed cat now.
Yeah. Yeah. Coronation Street, as long as it's going, we're going to be all right.
Exactly.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell our listeners, Nicole Harris?
Just stay safe and stick to the rules. Don't listen to Victor Patrascan.
Oh no, I don't. Everyone should. I'm the only one who should break the rules. If everyone else, this is going to go crazy. What? Of course.
Exactly. And then hopefully we'll all get back to normality soon.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. Well, I think this was the episode. Thank you very much for listening.
You. Lovely to speak to you.
And we're gonna do more episodes. So listen more and subscribe and like and do all of the things.
Share.
Yeah.
Share. If you share, that means you're a kind person. So show that you're a kind person by sharing this podcast.
Yeah. If you share, you're also a communist, which for some of you might be a compliment.
Oh,
okay, we'll cut that.
Ignore Victor again.
Well, yeah, that's it from me. Bye-bye.
And me. Bye-bye.